Hanhepi Kipelo. This means the night they go home. This is an event that occurs around the 21st of December, and on this night, souls who wish to return to the certain star constellation leave on this night. And what our ancestors used to do, and some people today still do this, is they leave a plate of food outside for the souls that are walking nearby. They're walking northwards. They're going to get to a place where there's a lot of pine trees. It's in the north. And as they're walking by, people put these plates of food out. Now the souls do not eat the food because they're souls. But what they do is they take the tru from the food and take it with them. People do this to honor those who are going to return now. When a person dies, its soul can choose to be still on the earth for as long as it wants. There is no deadline, there is no due date that it is absolutely required to go. That does not exist in Lakota star knowledge. So sometimes they stay around family members, and it's not an unhealthy thing. There are some incorrect beliefs that are out there where some people think that if they cry too much for their dead relatives or friends or whatever, that they think that they're trapping their souls on the earth, and this is really false. This is not true at all. We have no power over the souls of those who have departed, and they can choose when to leave. It's their choice. We don't have any power over them. But we do have a ceremony which allows for grieving for up to a year, and this is called luha. And in this ceremony, a trusted relative is given a lock of hair from the person who died, and this trusted relative puts it in a special teepee and places the lock of hair inside of this teepee and takes care of it, like keeps the area clean and so forth. And throughout this year of mourning, relatives or friends can come inside and talk to this lock of hair, because the hair contains something called tru. Tru is the essence of the soul, and it's connected to the soul as well. So when people are talking to this lock of hair, the communication is going to the hair, and then it's being relayed to the soul of that person. So this is a way to grieve. It's a way to say things, to come to peace with things, to bare your heart and soul. And after a time, we learn to live without the person, but we still have them in our hearts. So even though we're learning to live without their physical presence, we still have them in our hearts. So it's not like we just totally get rid of them. That's not the goal here. The goal is to learn to live in a different way, in peace. So this is that luha ceremony. At the end of the year, the ceremony concludes with something that's called a wiping the tear ceremony. And in this event, the people who are mourning for that person who died, they're brought inside of a group of people. The people sit around them in a circle, and some people bring in a brush, some water, and something to wash their faces with. So they give them a cup of water as well, so they can drink a cup of water, and then they take this cloth and wash their faces, and they have a comb, and they comb the mourner's hair. And this is called wiping the tears. This is the end of this Nahig Luha ceremony. That's a very beautiful thing. But as far as the soul is concerned, the soul can leave at any time. Maybe even before this year of mourning is over, the soul has left back to this location in the stars, which I'll discuss in a few minutes. Or sometimes even after this Nahig Luha ceremony has ended, the soul may still be here. Okay, but the ceremony is mostly for the people so that they can let go. That's what it's for. So, getting back to what I was saying in the beginning of this video is that when a soul is ready to continue its journey, they start to walk northwards, and on that evening people will leave a plate of food for these souls so that they can take the tu from it. It's kind of like wishing them well. As they continue their journey, they're going to go someplace in the north, and the stories say it's a place where there's a lot of snow, there is pine trees there, and they go to this location and they wait. And there's going to be a lady from the stars that's going to come down, and she's going to gather these souls and take them up to this certain star constellation. When they get to this constellation, they drop a piece of their soul off. At this time, they have 3 pieces of the soul. When a person is on the earth, his or her soul has 4 pieces. 1 piece is from the earth, 1 piece is from the universe, 1 piece is the person's actual soul, and the 4th piece is a piece of Iya, which is a very sacred member of a Wakantanka organization. I'll just say that much. Okay, so when a person dies, the earth soul piece returns to the earth. And so when the soul is on the earth, it has 3 pieces. It has the universe piece, its own piece, and this Iya piece. And like I said, it can be on this earth as long as it chooses to be here. Then when it decides it's going to continue its journey, then, as I said, it travels northward to this place of pine trees and snow and waits there for this woman from the stars. Now, when this woman comes to gather these souls to take them to that constellation, as they are making that journey from the earth to that constellation, they drop off that universe piece. And now there's only 2 pieces in their soul. So when they get to this certain constellation, there's another passageway. It's kind of like a black hole. Because where this is located, NASA scientists and other scientists, space scientists, or whatever you want to call them, they've found a black hole in that location. So when they go through this passageway, at the other side there is a woman that is there to check these 2 pieces of everyone's soul. So she looks at the 2 pieces. If each piece has the same energy intensity, then their soul journey is over. But if they don't, then they have to come back. They come back through that same passageway, they come out of this same star constellation, and then they wait. They're waiting to be born again. This is really a fast version of the journey of the soul. And sometimes souls travel in groups. Sometimes they show up in the same family. It's their choice. They don't have to, but sometimes it's that way. So, when a mother on the earth gets pregnant, the earth gives the soul piece to that unborn child. And so it has 1 soul piece there. Then when that child is born and takes its first breath, then a soul that's in this constellation makes a really fast journey to go inside this baby. And as it's coming towards this baby, it picks up that third universe piece again. And then it goes inside the baby. When it makes its first breath, it goes through the crown of the head. And then the child has 4 parts to the soul again. And the cycle starts again. It keeps doing this over and over until that soul is complete. So this is really a short version of the journey of the soul, according to Lakota star knowledge. So when you think about that, and now you look at what I was saying earlier, when people put a plate of food out for that soul that has made the decision to return. The soul is still on the earth, and now it's going to go north again. And so think about that. Yeah, when you're putting a plate of food out there, you're saying best wishes. This act of putting that food out there for that soul, this is a healthy communication. And in Lakota, we have this natural law called woki, where whatever you do or whatever you communicate or however you interpret communication coming to you, however you do these things, that sends an energy out and that returns to you 4 times as strong. So when you're putting a plate of food out for these souls, this is a healthy communication. It's like wishing them well as they begin their journey back to the stars. And our act of doing this is going to return to us 4 times as strong. And that could be blessings, it could be wisdom, it could be knowledge, it could be anything that's healthy because it was a healthy communication. That's if your heart is in the right place. Yeah, you really have to be a compassionate person to have this work in a healthy way. That you make your meal with love, and then you put the plate of food out there, and you just imagine, you visualize that there's people are returning. They made the choice to return now, these souls, and they're walking by, and they come to this, and they take the tu from the food. Remember, when you make food, your tu is going in there. So when they're taking the tu of the food, they're kind of taking a connection to you. So that as they go back up there, that maybe there's some kind of healthy energy that may travel through the tu of the food, that it's still connected to you, that it comes to you somehow. That could be inspiration, it could be a thought, it could be a dream, it could be an idea that just comes out of the blue that could really help you or help your friends or your family. So this is why we do these kind of things. So this act of putting the food out there, for one thing, your tu is in the food, and these souls take it. They take the tu because it's in the food, and then they go to the place up north, like I said, and they're waiting for this lady from the stars. She comes and takes them, and they, like I said, they leave the third piece, the universe piece of their soul off, and they go to that constellation, and it all goes again. But see, as they're making this journey, they're going through very powerful spiritual planes, and blessings can come through there, and it comes through there through the tu. That's why we do this ceremony, to reach out there, so that maybe something wonderful or whatever can happen. It's a kind of hoping. It's all based on love. So let's use an example, okay? Just imagine somebody you know and that they passed on. Imagine that now they have decided to make their journey now. When they died, their earth soul piece went back to the earth, and they're just on the earth with 3 pieces of their soul. And then they've decided to make this journey. They're waiting for this night because it happens somewhere around the night of the 21st of December. And so just imagine, okay, it's your friend, and just visualize that, okay, he or she has made the decision to return now. So you leave a plate of food out, and they come by and they take the tu from the food and start going north. So they're going north to this area where there's pine trees, and they're waiting for that lady to come. So now she's coming, and she gathers all the souls that are ready, and then they start going towards that constellation. As they're traveling, your friend is leaving that universe piece, that 3rd piece, giving that back to the universe and going through this star constellation. And now your friend is going to go through this passageway. At this point, it has 2 pieces of the soul. Its own soul piece and this Iya soul piece. This Iya soul piece is complete. It's like a guide for the soul piece to the individual person. So now your friend is going through this black hole, meets this lady on the other side, and then she looks at this soul of your friend and says, okay, it's not complete, so you have to go back. You have to live another lifetime. So now your friend is coming back through this passageway and waiting in that star constellation. Now, when a person is only in the spiritual form, that person comprehends much more than we do than when our souls are inside of a physical body. So that's really important to keep in mind. That person knows or can comprehend more than we can because we're still here. Yeah, we still have our physical bodies. So then there's all kinds of possibilities here. Maybe it's waiting for you. Maybe it's going to come back as someone that you know or that you will know in the future. There's all kinds of possibilities here. Yeah. But see, as it's making this journey, see, it took your tu from the food. And so it might be able to send you something. It'll be a healthy thing. It could be anything. Maybe it's an idea. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it is inspiration or something. And all of this is based on love. So just imagine that. It's a very wonderful thing that we did once a year on that night. So now let's just stay with this example here. Now your friend is up there and is going to make a choice. Maybe somebody close to you is pregnant, and maybe you're a man and it's your wife. Or maybe if you're a woman, maybe you're the pregnant one. And maybe this person is going to come into your baby when your baby takes its first breath. Let's say you're a woman and you got pregnant and your unborn baby has a soul piece from the earth. Then when the baby is born and it takes its first breath, then possibly your friend could come into that child when it takes its first breath, and when it comes down, it grabs that universe piece. Then it comes into the child, and now your child has 4 pieces of the soul again, and maybe it's your best friend. Who knows? Anything is possible. That's why in ancient times, when women were pregnant, as soon as they found out they were pregnant, they started talking to their unborn child, even though you couldn't see anything. They knew they were pregnant, so they would start talking. They'd start connecting to it emotionally so that it will develop in a healthy way inside the womb. And that members of the family come and also talk to it and nurture it. And this unborn child is already developing emotionally to the Tioshpai. So when it's born, it makes a smoother transition into the next stage of life. So you look at this thing concerning the soul, it's really an interesting thing. So putting out a plate of food, it's a very simple thing to do. It's a very beautiful thing. There's no special prayer or song that goes along with this. You make it the way you want to do it. If you choose to do something like this, you do what you feel from your heart, how you would like to do this. So, like I said, this is something that happens at this time of the year, and it's a very, very beautiful, beautiful thing. And when you look at the Lakota name for this, Hanhepi Kipelo, Hanhepi, night. Kipelo is a way to say they're returning home. The night they return home. This is the night for this special event. It's a very sacred event, and this is coming up now. So if you would like to do something like this, I encourage you to do something like this because it's a healthy communication. Yeah, and when you do something out of love, it returns to you 4 times as strong. But that's not the reason why you do it. You don't do it because it comes back stronger. You do it because you believe in love, you trust in love, and you hope for the best. And you wish the souls a good journey because it's a long journey. It happens very fast for them, but this star constellation is way out there. It's at least more than 100 miles away. No, it's really far. I think we're talking light years here, but it is way out there. So you send them your wishes, and they're taking the tone from your food, which is connected to you, and it's establishing some kind of a connection so that as they travel through different spiritual planes, they're going to go through some very healthy energies. And so as they go through there, see, those energies are going to affect them, and it's going to affect the tone. And from the tone that they took from the food you made, that's going to come to you too. So it's going to make a connection to you. Because everything in this universe is related. When people say Mitakuye Oyasin, they don't realize how deep this goes. It's everything inside of you is connected, just like you are connected to everything around you. And that means throughout the universe. And when you think about the souls taking tone from the food that you made, that's part of your tone. They're taking a part of your tone with them as they make this journey. So when you did this in a healthy way, then as they journey through healthy spiritual planes, some of this is going to come back through to you. See how cool that is? Because everything is connected. It's just amazing. Just amazing. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Something I would like for you to think about. Hohechitu elo mitakuyepi. Thank you very much. This is the way it is. Doksha ake. Until next time.
To learn more about Lakota spirituality, I have written a book called Wichocha Otechike. This book also includes Lakota star knowledge information. All the videos that I make, which are about Lakota spirituality, Lakota star knowledge, and cultural information, are based on this book. This book costs 99 American dollars, and this price includes the shipping cost as well as a tracking number. And to learn more about Lakota language, I have written a Lakota language book called Shonte Etaha Owoglake, Speaking from the Heart. And All my Lakota language videos are based on this book. This book cost 119 American dollars, and this price includes the shipping cost as well as a tracking number. I also teach online, and I give spiritual consultations as well. The price for these sessions are 35 American dollars an hour. If you are interested in any of my services and products, you can send payment via PayPal to my email address, which is hehaka7@yahoo.com. That's HEHAKA, the number 7, @yahoo.com. And also include your shipping address and your email address when you send your payment. Lila Pilamayelo. Thank you very much.